Welcome back. We've reached the exciting part of our journey. In this episode, we'll explore Visual Studio Code as our coding environment and take a closer look at the Python syntax. Next, we'll cover the most important data types in Python and how type conversion works. And finally, we'll introduce the three fundamental structures of programming: sequence, selection, and iteration. These concepts are essential for understanding how programs work. Let's get started. To download Visual Studio Code, simply visit its official website at code.visualstudio.com. Once you're there, you can download it from this section. Okay. Since I'm using a Windows system, I'll go ahead and download the Windows version. After the download is complete, install it just like any other software. Create a desktop icon if you want, so you can install it. Okay. Once the installation is finished, go ahead and launch Visual Studio Code. Now, before we can start writing Python code, we need to install the Python extensions. To do that, click on the extension icon on the sidebar or press Ctrl Shift and X keys. Okay, this is Ctrl Shift X keys. In the search bar, type Python. You'll see a list of extensions. The one by Microsoft is the main Python extension you need. If you haven't installed it yet, click Install. In my case, I've already installed it since I've been using VS Code before. You need to install the Python debugger too. Now that our Visual Studio Code is ready, let's dive into one of the most important topics in Python: data types. From this point forward, we'll continue our journey using VS Code, a powerful and professional environment for writing and testing code. In Python, we work with two main categories of data types. The first one is primitive types like integer, floating point, and boolean hold single values. And the second is the collection types like list, tuple, and dictionary. Let us store and manage multiple values. Understanding these types is key to writing flexible and powerful Python programs. Let's explore each of them step by step right inside our coding station. Before starting, let's take a quick tour of the Visual Studio Code interface. This environment may look simple, but it's packed with powerful features for coding, debugging, and managing your projects. 1. Activity bar. On the far left, we have the activity bar. This bar lets you switch between different views like Explorer, source control for Git, run and debug extensions, and any other extensions that you may install later on. Here we have installed the ChatGPT and Docker. At the bottom of the activity bar, you can see icons and manage. To the sidebar. Here is the sidebar. When you click on any icon in the activity bar, its content appears here. For example, if you open the Explorer, you'll see your files and folders here. This location is your current working directory. Here it's your current working directory. Your current working directory path. 3. Editor area. This is the main panel where you write your code. This section is equivalent to the editor mode. You can open multiple tabs or files at once and switch between them easily. Tabs appear at the top like in a browser. 4. Status bar. At the bottom, we have the status bar. It shows useful info like current programming language, encoding, for example, UTF-8, line and column numbers, Git branch info, if version control is enabled. We will cover Git in much more detail in our advanced lessons later on. 5. Panel. The bottom panel is very important. If you can see this panel in your VS Code, you can open it in the terminal. Click on Terminal to open the built-in terminal. Here is your built-in terminal, where you can run Python files or commands. Other tabs include Output, Problems, and Debug console. 6. Command palette. Press Ctrl Shift and P to open the command palette. Here is the command palette. From here, you can access almost any features in VS Code by typing its name. Visual Studio Code is highly customizable and perfect for Python development. Understanding these panels will make your workflow faster, smoother, and more efficient. The CLI or command line interface is the way we interact with the computer using text commands. To use the CLI, we need a tool called the terminal. And here in Visual Studio Code, we have a built-in terminal, making it easy to run commands without leaving the editor. The only panel that remains is the Python shell, which you can access by simply typing Python in the built-in terminal. Now you can see the Python shell sign here. This opens up the interactive Python shell, a quick way to test Python commands line by line. To exit the Python shell, you can easily type exit. Now we'll get back to the built-in terminal of the VS Code. In Python, every value has a specific data type, which tells Python how to store and handle that value. Let's start with the most basic or primitive data types. When you want to create a new file, you can easily type code and write the name of your desired file. .py. You can save it by pressing Ctrl and S keys. 1. Integer. Integers represent whole numbers, positive and negative numbers, and 0 as the neutral number. For example, age is equal to 25. Here we create a variable with the name of age. Moreover, that age is an integer and the type of age confirms that it's of class int. 2. Floating point numbers. Floats are numbers with decimal points, like 3.40. Is equal to print Floats are great for measurements, prices, or calculations involving precision. 3. Strings. Strings or str. Strings are sequences of characters. Anything inside quotes or double quotes is a string. First. Here, both the first name and the last name are strings. We'll work a lot with strings when dealing with text and user input. Now, you can use another type of print that is called printf string. For writing this, we use the f string type. F string is equal to the first data type is booleans. Booleans store true or false values, ideal for decision making. And the fifth primitive data type is non-type. None means no value or empty. It's useful as a placeholder. This is a special type that represents absence of a value or null. For example, nothing is equal to none. Now, let's consider the collection data types. The first one is the list. A list holds multiple values in an ordered way and can be changed. For example, colors is equal to you can add, remove, or access items by index. The second collection data type is tuple. Or tuples are just like lists, but they cannot be changed. Tuples are great for fixed sets of values like coordinates. Notice that for list we use square brackets, but for the tuple we use parentheses. The tiered collection data types is set. A set stores unique values with no duplicates. The order is not guaranteed. For example, notice how duplicate values are automatically removed later on. The fourth collection data types are dictionary. A dictionary stores key value pairs. It's like a mini database. Now, for running these scripts, we use the Python first script. So the age is integer, the pi is floating point number, the name is a string, is logged in is boolean, the nothing is non-type, and the unique numbers is a set, and the user is a dictionary. Look at the order of the unique numbers. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The duplicated numbers has been removed, and the order is not that order that we enter the numbers. Look at this. We enter 1, 2, 4, 3, but here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We forgot to print the list and the tuple. So let's go back and print them now to see their output. We have the list and the tuple here is 2. And that wraps up our overview of data types. To keep this episode short and focused, we'll cover sequence, selection, and iteration, the 3 core programming structures, in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.